Good morning, everybody. Thanks for popping in today. My name is Colleen Light, and I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. I come live to you from Southwest Washington every Thursday morning at 9 o'clock. So today's going to be a fun day. We're a week right before the catalog launch, so that's pretty exciting. And my boxes haven't arrived yet, so I can't show you any of the new products, but I will be able to next week. In the meantime, we're going to make a Slimline card. It is my first one ever, so pretty excited about that. And we're going to be using the Butterfly Brilliance bundle. So that's really good, and that one is actually in the catalog currently and will be in the next catalog that's launching. So it's just a great bundle, and I think you will enjoy this card. So enough chit chat. I'll tell you a little bit else what's going on with Stampin' Up! When I turn you around. Good morning, Wendy. Let me flip the camera around. You're going to look at my very messy craft room, and we will go from here. Let me see if I can bring you up on my laptop. In the meantime, have you all tried any of these Slimline cards? They're, actually not hard. I was kind of intimidated. I thought, oh, I don't know that I want to make one of those. That looks like it may just be too much for me. But anyway, I'm really actually kind of having fun with it. Oh, let me slip on my glasses. I can't do anything on this computer if I can't see. So let me do this. Wanted to remind everybody that the Last Chance Products is coming to an end. That comes to an end when the new catalog launches. So make sure that if you have anything on that list that you want, now's the time to get it. So that's the other big Stampin' Up! News there, that you would want to do that. I did a little blurb on Paper Pumpkin. February's is, not February, what month are we in? May's is going to be all about the in colors. My goodness. So for those of you who don't know, my husband has been sick and I am tired. But he's on the mend now. But I feel like I've been running behind for a week and a half now. Anyway, Slimline cards. How pretty is this? So I'm using some retiring products. I'm using the Magenta Madness. I have always really liked this color. Oh, good morning, Sharon. Thanks for popping in. I really like this color. I just have not used it very much. I don't have a lot of pink people in my life. So I thought, well, why not use some of this up today on this Slimline card? And I'm going to show you how to get this vellum on here without seeing the adhesive. Anyway, this is just a fun stamp set. It's actually been one of my favorites. So it's the Butterfly Brilliance, and look at how big this stamp is. Now, I have heard that some people have cut it apart because they felt like that worked better for them. I didn't, because I wanted to just cut all my butterflies out at once. So that's what I did. I kept mine together. But let me show you before we get started these other beautiful dies that come in this. Look at how many you get here. You actually get 12 dies. So you get that big one. You get all of these different butterfly dies. And you get some fun background stamps dies that you can use. I like this one. It looks like little bricks. So I just think that this is the neatest set. And again, it's carrying over. So I'm going to show you how we're going to cut this card. I deliberately didn't cut anything in advance. Of course, I hope I'm not frozen. Sometimes I look frozen when I bring myself up here. And like I said, my husband is home, so he could be well on the laptop or the TV or, you just never know. So anyway, so I'm going to pop these dimensions here. And I'm going to look in my screen so you can write them down or screenshot them if you want. The MM just stands for Magenta Madness. So for our base, we're going to cut this at 8.5 by 7. Let me tape this down. You all get dizzy watching my paper move. So let me do this. So, you know, our cardstock comes 8.5. I want to say 8.5 by 11. Let me see. 8.5 by 11. Yep. So this would be your 8.5 part. We're going to flip this around and cut at 7 inches. So we're going to give this a cut. Just easy like that. We're going to flip it back around. No, we're not. We're going to turn it this way, and we're going to score at 3.5. Let me move it over here so you can see what I'm doing. At 3.5 here. And it's just that easy. So let me grab my bone folder, and we're going to score. We're just going to give this a nice burnish here. So have you all been following along the adventures with my puppy, Lucy? Well, she is, I think, almost 13 weeks now. I'm terrible at dates like that. And she has really come into her own. She's a little yellow lab. And if any of you have experiences with lab puppies, you know they are just full of it. Anyway. So for our second layer, I wanted to use vellum. I love vellum. So let me go ahead and I'm going to cut this at 8.25. So we're just going to trim that little bit off the end. So I'm going to do this at 8.25. Take that little bit right off the end by 3.25. And then you're going to be able to see how well that will match and line up here on our card. I already have cut the inside panel at the same dimensions for inside of our card. Now, the nice thing about this is this card does fit in a standard business size, envelope. So you can see this card here. These are just ones I took out of our office here and pop it in, and you can mail it away. Decorate your envelope. This is very businessy looking, so we would want to decorate that. Anyway, back to the measurements at hand. I just cut a tag to go across the vellum. And this is cut, the Magenta Madness, at 3.25 by 1.75 of an inch, and the basic white at 3.25 by 1.5. So let me show you how I stamped things. So I'm going to stamp the word celebrate using our Magenta Madness. And I love the Beyond the Horizon, which was the March 2022 Paper Pumpkin Kit. They're Celebrate. So that's actually the one I'm using. So I always tell people, you know, you can really build up your stamp supplies by getting those Paper Pumpkin Kits. I use the stamps. I keep them in a mini photo album, just one I got off of Amazon. And I put the month and the year. And it works out great for me to do that. I'm going to try and get this as even as I can without getting my head under there. Good. I'm happy with that. We're also going to stamp the Happy Birthday sentiment, which I grabbed that from Shaded Summer. This particular Butterfly Brilliance doesn't come with any sentiments. So go through your old Paper Pumpkin kits, go through your old stamp sets. You'll find what you need. And I'm just going to pop that. Look, it looks so uneven. Sometimes I stamp better when things are on an angle. And I'm going to pop that right there. Perfect. So I'm going to move these things. I'll wash those off on my when I'm done here. Now for the fun part. We're going to grab that really, or they just walk in front of the light probably. Cast a big shadow there. I'm going to move those off to the side now, and I'll move the measurements out of our way. Now for the fun part. Now we're going to use our stamp positioning tool. I have some basic white cardstock here, which is not cut to the right side. I just grabbed it. Just grabbed it and didn't worry about it. And our big stamp. Now, if you don't have the Stamparatus, these are wonderful for these big stamps, or for something that you think may need, it's detailed stamp that may need repeated stamping. So I'm going to place my stamp set underneath this panel here. Just like that. Let me grab my Memento ink and we will get that going. I love Lucy too, Wendy. She is full of herself though, let me tell you, lately. She is funny girl. So anyway, if you put your stamp set underneath this panel, or yes, underneath this, it just gives you a nice solid surface. So I'm going to take my Tuxedo Black Memento ink, and I am going to just make sure I ink up this stamp as well as I can. And now usually when I made the other one, it took me a couple of passes, but let's see how we do here. So the other big news is next month in May is my 4-year, what we call in Stampin' Up, my Stampiversary. So every Thursday, I'm going to be doing a fun giveaway. Oh, see, you can see, let me see if I can raise this up. You can see I didn't get quite the coverage I wanted, so we're going to make another pass here and re-ink up our stamp. So I'm really kind of looking forward to the giveaway next month. I've got some fun things in mind, and I'll be doing a giveaway every week. And I have some fun projects in mind too. There's some oldie but goodie techniques that I haven't done in a long time, and actually that I haven't done at all, that I'm really looking forward to doing in the next month. May, I think, is going to be my month to really try and do some different types of projects and experiments. So I hope you join me. Let's see here. Much better. Just this one right here. So some people have rollers or different types of things that help them press down. You know, I just use my hands and just give it a good press. But the nice thing about the stamp positioning tool, oh, perfect, is that you really can just go over and over and over again because your paper does not move. So I'm going to grab my chamois here and give this a quick wipe off. Just like this. And then I'll move this off to the side. But I do want to clean this big stamp first, especially since it had the Memento ink on it. So there we go there. So are you all excited for the new catalog launch? It's a really great one. Okay, so I'm going to move this out. Important thing when you have the Stamparatus, make sure you keep your magnets separated. You'll see I have masking tape around mine. There's little compartments here to put them in. You can leave them just up here, but make sure they're far enough apart. They will collide sometimes together, and then they'll just snap. And nobody wants that to happen, right? So I'm going to show you what I did here. So I have to say that I started with this card. I used, because I like matchy-matchy, so I used the Magenta Madness, but I almost felt like it was not bright enough on this card. So I thought I would show you how I did it with the polished pink. And I used the light and dark. You don't have to watch me color in the whole thing because I've already done it and we're just going to cut it out together. But I do, for people who are not familiar with Stampin' Up's Stampin Blends, they're one of our coloring tools, which is great because it gives a lot of depth to your images. because you're going to do the light and then the dark and then the light again, and go over it a couple of times so that you get the shading and the coloring you want. You can see with this stamp that it gives you the natural shading areas, right? Oh, I don't want that. You know, where you would maybe want it a little darker, right through here. And for those of you that are true artists, you would have a lot of fun with these butterflies. And it's nice when, you know, our flowers, I think our snow is finally done. So our flowers are starting to really bloom and come out. So anyway, that's the quick version. I will finish coloring this in and make another one, but I thought, well, you wouldn't want to watch me color all those butterflies. So like I said, I did one in advance, but we will cut this out together so you can see how easy it comes together. So let me show you, this is our big die cut here, or die, which I just think this is just perfect. And then we're gonna line it up. I'm going to grab some of this tape that I have. I think it is, I don't know, some sort of Scotch tape, delicate surface. I think I got it at, I don't know, Walmart, Home Depot, Lowe's, someplace. You know, you see things that you think will work no matter where you are. I mean, when you make cards, aren't you always thinking, oh, will that work? And so, but I know that I'm going to want this cut accurately. So I definitely want to tape this die down so it's not moving on me. So I'm going to take this one, put it up here in this corner. Make sure that I'm in alignment down here. I think that's, let's see here. I think I'm making it more complicated than it needs to be this morning. Let's just do it. There we go. Let me get my die cutting tool. And I'm going to be using the big one. So I'm sorry if it is going to be too much for the camera. I hope not. All right. So this is the die cutting machine. And we are going to just put this through just like this. Let me take it out. Look at all these butterflies just pop out. Isn't that great? This one's a little stuck. Let's see. Ta-da! So all of our butterflies just came out. Let me get this out of our way, and we will assemble today's card. So I can't wait to show everybody the inside of the new catalog next week. All right, let me find everything here. I'm going to start assembling this piece. Let me find my Celebrate here. And we are going to attach that. Let me get out. Sorry, I know I just moved that table. I'm sorry. I tried to get everything out of the drawers. And like I said, I was just a little pushed for time today. Anyway, we're going to just put our adhesive back here. You don't need a ton. And center it on this Magenta Madness piece. Let me see. Oh, no. Press down. Let's see. Can I get that off and do it better? Let's try it again. That looks right. There we go. And then I want to figure out where exactly I want this on our vellum. And that looks good right there. So I think we're just going to adhere that. And I'm going to use the Stampin' Seal Plus for this part. I really want this to have a good hold. So we're going to put this right here. You know, I want to put this on a piece of, I'm having a hard time seeing on that vellum where the edge is on the white. So let's just go ahead here. There we go. That makes it better. There we are. Now I could see. So let's do that, and then let's put our butterflies on. I love this big butterfly here. Just absolutely love it. So we're going to use dimensionals for this. And wait until I put our bling on this and see these butterflies really truly come to life. This has been one of my favorite sets since it came out. I've used this a bunch. It has just been one of my absolute favorites, and I'm so happy it's carrying over again. And the dies are carrying over. All right, so how about if we put this right up here? Perfect. Now, I wanted the yellow down here. So let's go ahead and use our dimensionals. And I'm dimensional happy. Y'all probably don't need to use as many dimensionals. I admit I am dimensional happy. You know, I mail most of my cards, so I certainly do not want things getting smushed in the mail. Okay, so I think I want the medium-sized one here. And I want to bring it down a little bit towards that celebrate there. And you can see I have leftover butterflies here. So, and I will use those on another project. In fact, we're going to glue one on the inside of our card. There we go. Now the backings you can take off with your fingernails. I just don't have really long fingernails, so it's kind of hard for me to do. All right, let's pop this one right here. How cute is that? Isn't that just cute, cute, cute? All right, so in the other one, I put a little bit of twine around it. But I don't know that I want to put twine on this one. I think I may just do a bow using the twine. I think that's all I'm going to do. Is maybe use this for do a little bow on here. Make it look a little bit more finished with a twine bow. And this is the Baker's Twine Essentials pack. And we have new twine coming out in our in colors. And I was really hoping to have those today, but UPS was not my friend. Not my friend today, and that's okay. I actually got my order in a little late, so I wasn't surprised. Okay, let me grab my scissors, and we'll give this a snip and a snip here. It also has my new glue dots in it, so I'm just going to use one of these old paper pumpkin kits, glue dots. These work great. I'm going to take the cover off here. Let's see if I can do that. Take that one little glue dot off and kind of put it back here. Give it a little roll so you won't see it. And we're going to pop that right here. All right, now for our trick on how to get this so you can't see it on the card base. Just go, I'm going to use my Stampin' Seal Plus because vellum is see-through and you don't want all your glue to smudge and to see through. Follow where your butterflies are. Just give it a good little amount so it's nice and secure. And this will be more than enough to hold this in place. And it's okay if the vellum is not sitting flush. Or, you know, like every inch of it down. It will stick and hold just fine. Okay, that looks good. See how easy that is? Now we have that beautiful clear background. Let's take our other butterfly for the inside of our card. That's too big. We don't want that one. That one's cute right there. We'll use that one. And I'm going to take just a little bit of my liquid glue here for this one. And I'm just going to pop him right down there. Isn't that cute? And let's go ahead, grab our seal, and go ahead, and then we will lay this down right in here. So what I try and do is line up 3 sides so I don't have to always rip things off. So let's see if we can get this in alignment. Perfect. So let me grab my envelope here, and I'm going to grab my Celebrate again because I want to put something on the back. This just looks too business-like for me, this envelope. I have to do a little something to it. So let's put our Celebrate down here in this corner. And we're going to turn it around, and we're going to put our Celebrate again. I'm just going to stick with the, oh, you know what? Let's put Happy Birthday on the front. And I'm going to put the Happy Birthday down here. Oh, but look, I did a little smudge. That's okay. I have a ton of envelopes up here. So let's try it again. I don't want to send something smudgy in the front for everyone to see. All right, so Happy Birthday here. And then we're going to Celebrate back here. Perfect. Okay, let's finish up our card with our bling, and then we will be done with today's project. So I have these wonderful brushed brass butterflies. And you know, you just can't, I just love Stampin' Up's coordination of products. Because it's always so easy to find something that matches, that adds a little extra to your card. Oops, let's pick that one up again. I'm going to put this one down here. And we are going to put one little one, I think, right here. Isn't that cute? Now, we're not done because I want to use our Rhinestone Basic Jewels because I'm feeling like these guys need a little something here at the top. So, let's make their little faces sparkle. There we go. So, there we are. Maybe if I can get this one off my finger, there we go. And then we will just finish up right here. How pretty is this card? And it's all ready to go with our envelope, our business envelope. And Stampin' Up does sell the nicer envelopes. Again, in my box. But this has worked just great. Look at how well this fits. Just perfect. It's big enough that you can write a nice note in there. And so I was pretty excited. So my first Slimline card is done, and I think I am hooked. Because look at how easy this is. So this one, Butterfly Brilliance, and don't forget to get, if you get this set, do not forget to order these fabulous dies. Let me get the big one more time for you. So thank you so very much for joining me this Thursday morning. I will see you next Thursday, and I'll fill you all in on the fun giveaway I'm doing for the entire month every week. Here, let me show you here. We'll go. That's not right. Anyway, it's like, that's not right. But, so I will fill you in on everything, and thank you again for joining me. Have a wonderful day, a wonderful weekend, and I will see you next Thursday. And if you happen to catch us on YouTube, please leave me a comment, a thumbs up, or subscribe to my station. Also, my newsletter's ready to go out, so if you haven't subscribed to it yet, you can get that link on cardsbycoco.com. That'll bring you to my website where I'll have all these dimensions and whatnot written out, and you can Click the subscribe to newsletter, and that will keep you up to date on all the latest Stampin' Up! News. I send it out twice a month. Anyway, thank you all so much. I'll see you next week.